the Gallifrey gals get warped. That's right. We're watching Star Trek.
I'm so excited. Sorry for everyone's eardrums.
The next generation. Well, that's because it was loud in Zoom. Do that thing where it tamped down your volume.
Yeah.
Louder.
Where
It's
like,
I'm the one recording. It may have come. I don't know how it will come through on the recording.
Yeah. It's like, hey, shut the fuck up, other person. But I'm just so excited because this isn't even me being dramatic. We haven't watched Star Trek in like a month.
I know, because y'all, we got kind of ahead. And so then we were like, oh, we should watch some of our other shows. So we're coming back over here to Star Trek. And I'm pretty excited about what's gonna go down.
We only have 6 episodes left of season 3. What the fuck?
I can't wait to get to the end of this season.
This has been a fucking whirlwind.
I feel like other than a few small things here and there, this is the end, not to like set anything up in a way that's spoilery, but the end of this season, beginning of next season is the last, for me, like big story thing that I'm trying to shield you from getting spoiled from.
Okay.
Everything else is like small things that like isn't the end of the world if you know something about, but I've been like trying so hard to like shield you from a few things specifically in this season.
It'll
be a relief. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
I quite literally still know nothing. So,
are we using the same? This is because Katrina gave this to me.
Because it's so good and we both are obsessed with putting chapstick on our lips. And when I got it, I was like, Paula's gonna need this.
Oh yeah.
Wait, hang on a second. I have to grab something.
Oh gosh.
Yay!
Look at it. I'm so happy.
Can't hear you yet.
I said, look at it. I'm so happy.
Aha! I love
Chief Katrina to engineering. All right, to the science, to the sick bay.
Security to sick bay. I don't know where I set my pips, but I figured it didn't matter because I'm not allowed to have any right now anyways.
Well, you could be an ensign. You just need a little.
I could be an ensign, just need a little one.
Yours is like the collared one, and mine is like the pajama kind of ones from season 1 and 2.
Mine is very.
Yours is a newer.
And this is an actual pin.
Cool. Mine is just a weird patch.
Like a patch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is an actual pin that comes off, which I love. I love it. Oh, I know this won't come out for a while, but it's okay.
Pretty exciting. Pretty good. Narwhal. All right. So I guess now let's watch an episode. We are going to watch an episode called Hollow Pursuits.
Hollow Pursuits.
Mm-hmm. And I got
it's like they're going to be hollow pursuits. Like they're chasing after something that's not. Anyways. Okay.
That's
what?
Not attainable, perhaps.
Yeah, that's not like reachable.
I have some fun things to tell you about this episode after the episode. Instead of leaning toward my microphone, I should bring my microphone toward me after the episode.
Yes.
All right.
Big old snowball.
So yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I'm excited.
I'm
excited.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
But I just don't understand this guy. Broccoli makes me nervous.
Oh,
he makes
broccoli. That's.
Young Mr. Broccoli. I guess it's caught on. Let's just get that uncaught.
Let's get that uncaught.
Oh, so good. Now I get why Picard always has to.
In fact, I recall Captain Gleason speaking quite highly of him before his transfer. In retrospect, I wonder if Captain Gleason wasn't buttering our bread a little. He knew that we needed a diagnostic.
Monroe is still biting my toes.
Profile. He has a history of seclusive tendencies.
I can barely tolerate being in the same room.
I suggest you put your personal discomfort on one
and
side.
start acting professional about it.
Dismissed.
That's what he's asking of you.
Yes, sir.
It's tough because you're like this member of my team
pulling
their weight, and when you're managing people, it's hard. There's a balance of like how much of that is my fault and how much of it is just a bad fit, and you just don't know sometimes. Yeah. Oh.
And sometimes it takes trying a little bit harder, and once you've tried harder on your end, you know.
How's it going?
Oh, it's...
Oh my gosh.
I still haven't traced down the problem, Commander.
How about sitting in on the mission briefing with my senior officers in the morning?
The briefing?
Oh.
Me?
I'd like your input.
What on? I mean, do you want me to prepare a...
Wow.
Be there. $800.
I'll be on time, sir.
Good. Good. Carry on.
Sometimes positive reinforcement works.
Sometimes.
Sometimes a little positive reinforcement, Toph. That's all I'm thinking of right now.
Sometimes when he's having a hard
He
time.
doesn't respond well. She's like,
Let's do it.
all right, Twinkle Toes.
Has anybody seen Lieutenant Barkley? Not yet. Okay.
Oh, he
Okay.
made it.
He did his best.
This trip to Nami 4 is pretty routine, so your preliminary report had a couple of interesting theories, Reg. Why don't you
Give it
bring
to
us all up
us.
to speed on your findings so far?
You
Yes.
got this, buddy. I feel for him.
It wasn't a maintenance problem. Everything checked out.
Okay, then let's take a look at that.
You know, when
realignment
things are
procedure.
awkward
Gentlemen.
and it's hard to watch because empathy. Yeah, like I feel so
Yeah.
awkward right now.
Yeah.
He's obviously got like a speech.
I just didn't know what to say.
What do you wish
Oh
you had
boy.
Should have told him to mind his own damn business. I knew about the flux
He
capacitor.
talks so confidently when
Hear about it from
he's.
some 17-year-old kid.
said? You're letting this get you
Yeah.
much too upset.
You think so?
You're here now.
You're right.
Awkward. I hate it.
Let me help you relax.
I'd like that.
I'm sure you would. What if someone walks in on you in this hologram?
What if they do? It would be so awkward and weird.
But
Oh my god.
I am the goddess of empathy.
Oh.
Cast off your inhibitions and embrace love, truth.
Okay, but also Deanna Troy, you're so fucking hot.
Yeah.
She's so goddamn beautiful. Cue someone walking in, and you've basically been caught watching porn, except for it's on the holodeck and it's live. Like,
And featuring one of your coworkers.
one of your
To
coworkers.
discuss different approaches.
Like,
Not
everyone
to deal with
fantasizes.
this,
I
it's
get
just that
it.
Barkley's, well, he's my
But-
project.
Yeah, broccoli's a real project, all right.
I just need to draw him out some more. I wouldn't bother you with something that's minor, Commander, but it may be a symptom of a more serious problem.
do you think we'll need to put into
That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah,
exactly
right?
what Riker just did.
On the power side.
It was Lieutenant Barkley who first suggested a link between the two incidents. But
Yes?
No, it wasn't. I mean, not really.
See, like,
Investigation affect our available power during the mission?
No.
uncross your arms, straighten your back,
We'll to
have confidence.
Shut off some systems. We'll.
Oh,
What was your
Picard is
thought, Mr.
also
Barkley?
trying.
He said.
Barkley.
No, I hate it.
Whoops.
Metathesis is one of the most common of pronunciation errors, sir. A reversal of vowel and consonant. Bark to Brock.
He's imaginative. How do you know that? I know. Well, then maybe he's in the wrong
I'm
line of
like-
work.
You engineering types don't appreciate imagination.
That's not it, Guinan. He just doesn't fit in here.
If I felt that nobody wanted
How
me
would you
around
feel
me,
about being around them?
I'd probably be late.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Listen to Guinan. Listen to her. She's smart.
It's tough because it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy after a while, because like
Yes,
you're
it
nervous
becomes-
that people don't want to be
Where is
around
Lieutenant
you,
Barkley?
but because you're nervous, people don't want to be around you. And then
Oh my
it
god,
just,
no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch. The embarrassment is too much.
you have to look.
I'm looking. I hate it though. Is that? Oh my god, yes.
Good morning, my lord.
Oh, he's so great. That's right, Picard.
You're like, oh, oops.
I'll make it easy for you. Commander, I will request a reassignment.
Okay.
Now, wait a
Look,
minute.
we both know the whole ship
At least he wasn't
knows.
making out with Troy.
I just can't cut it here. I am the guy who writes down things to remember to say when there's a party. And then when he finally gets there, he winds up alone in the corner, trying to look comfortable, examining a potted plant.
You're just shy, Barkley.
Slightly emotional. It's more than just being shy.
Yeah.
Sounds like nothing serious.
It's anxiety and all sorts of other things.
That's better, isn't it?
Much better. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that's much better. That is extremely helpful. Thank you for your time.
But
Really, that's
She's like, but
very
that
helpful.
was just the first.
In through the nose, out through the mouth. I'm going to practice that, and I'll let you know.
Computer, locate Lieutenant
He's
Barkley.
on the holodeck.
Lieutenant Barkley is in holodeck 2.
I'll get him.
No!
I'll handle this.
No, no, no.
Oh.
Counselor, you'd better come on.
No.
Oh no.
No, 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 no. Now it's worse. We have to go through it again. And my palms are sweating. I'm so uncomfortable.
You need to be able to put like a lock on a holodeck.
Yeah.
Did I miss the fight? My God!
You, sir, you have a familiar bearing. Is it possible our swords have crossed somewhere before?
Where is he? Where's Barkley?
I am the goddess of empathy. Cast off your inhibitions and embrace love. Computer, discontinue.
Computer, belay that order. We want to get more insight into what's been troubling this poor man, remember?
We have a lot to talk about, Mr. Barkley.
Commander, Barkley and I had better get to engineering.
Dismissed.
Now it's even more awkward.
It's the injectors. Override. It's not a computer problem.
What is happening? It's so hard for me to focus that there's actually a problem going on because I'm so distracted by the awkwardness.
Warp 7.6.
There's an interpersonal problem
7.65.
and a technical problem.
Warp 7.7.
And the warp is just going up and up.
15 seconds. There wouldn't be enough time to spread it around the ship.
Right. So Guineum and Luke
Nice, Barkley. You just gotta be confident.
And we'd all be dead by now. That leaves saltscudum and Invidium, neither of which has been used for decades.
And one of those canisters was broken.
The forge to bridge. We have a working theory, Captain. There's a good possibility we picked up some Invidium
Oh,
from a
and
broken
he
canister in
touched the
cargo
broken
van of
canister.
It's
Invidium.
funny because I almost was like, it's
Working
strange
theory
that he
defined
touched
your
that without
experience
gloves or a
5 minutes.
Anything.
shield or
Understood,
anything.
Commander. We're on our way to cargo bay 5 for confirmation.
Ooh, look how confidently Barkley walked off with him. Oh, now they wear sparkly gloves.
Now they got those sparkles.
They're Michael Jackson gloves.
Mhm.
The forge to bridge.
That's
Invidium
very
has
cold.
been confirmed. Recommend we flood the injector pathway conduit with gaseous cryonetrium. That water neutralizing.
Question is, will the injectors come back online?
Well,
They sustained considerable damage,
should?
Captain.
Online. Reducing flow capacity. Commencing warp engine shutdown, sir.
Barkley figured it out.
Stand down from red alert.
My chest hurts.
It has been most difficult to reach this decision to leave you. But after thinking about it and discussing it at length with
Counselor Troy. I think it's for the best. Computer. End programming. Erase all programs filed under Reginald Barclay.
Well, then, that's Lieutenant Reginald Barclay.
I liked him.
Yeah. He's such an interesting character.
It's yeah, that was I like when they get into the episodes where we're getting more into like the crew. And when there's like an issue among them. Don't get me wrong, obviously what was going on with the Enterprise was also still, important.
But that was really
more
the thing
towards
that was
the end,
facilitating the exploration of this character and his relationships with the other characters. Yeah.
And for most of the episode, more than half of the episode, I wasn't even worried about what was going on with the Enterprise. So it was just really good. I really enjoyed that actor.
Dwight Schultz.
Mm-hmm. He did a really good job of like just those, it's two different sides of the coin, and one, he was just like that stutter he had, the anxiety, his nervousness, his timidness, all of that. And then to see the counter of it when he was just so like shoulders back, confident, putting Riker like with this in a headlock, and like it just was so,
oh my gosh. And that like Three Musketeers version of Riker, who is like kind of like,
holy shit, how hilarious. He's like 2 feet shorter than what he actually is, and his voice was like
so great.
It was just so good. I do like when the holodeck is involved in those ways, and we can see the crew in different way. Like, even though it is like uncomfortable because it's someone's like fantasies that he's trying to work through without dealing with real life, but it's still fun to get to see Picard and Data and LaForge with the mustache with his glasses.
Pretty good.
Oh my god. I really enjoyed that a lot. Like, while it may not have been like super high intensity, like I still really, really enjoyed it. And you brought up in the episode, like, it just becomes this vicious cycle, and we've kind of discussed it before in other different scenarios, but like, there comes a point when you're the victim, when you keep choosing to be the victim, you then become like, you can then get sucked into becoming the abuser. But that's more dramatic terms for what was going on here. But like, it's that same thing where he just like, he kept getting sucked into, well, I have no confidence around these people, and then no one likes me because I'm super timid around, and it's just this
which
vicious.
means I have no confidence around these people, which means they dislike me even more, which
even
means
more,
I have less confidence.
And then I have less, and then I'm later because I don't want to. Then I, like, and Guinan said it, like, well, wouldn't you be late and nervous if you knew everyone hated you?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah,
I would.
It makes you not want to go.
Yeah.
And for I should have seen it coming when Picard was the one to be like, hey, the name calling, like that stops here. I should have seen it coming from a mile away that he would be the one to fuck up and say it to his face. I was just like, no, please don't let that be real. And it was real, and I hated it. This one was just full of a lot of like awkward stuff, but not in a bad way. It's just because, again, empathy, I just feel it. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't look at the screen.
My chest is really tight in some of those situations. I was just like, oh God. I'm really glad they didn't go as far as him getting caught making out with.
Yes.
I was really, really nervous that that's what was going to happen. My chest felt like it was going to fucking explode. I was like, please don't let this happen.
So it's funny because a lot of people look at this episode and they think that this is like Star Trek being like, this is how Star Trek fans are, just living in their fantasy and being real weird and awkward out in real life. But it's actually Michael Piller, our head writer, was like, no, that's not what it's about. It's about like fantasy life versus like real life. And I guess he at one point said to someone when he first started working on the show, a story about like, he basically said the thing about like, oh, I feel like I'm like the person at a party who like ends up standing in a corner just looking at a plant,
trying to act like they're okay.
Yeah, they took that line and like put it in the script in like a rewrite or something. But yeah, it's just meant to be about like, yeah, kind of getting stuck in your fantasy life.
And how it can be dangerous. Well, you know, because Troy did make a point, like, this could be and Geordi did too, like, it's therapeutic in a sense. But when you start using it as a way to completely escape reality and never deal with what's actually going on in reality, it becomes unhealthy. And that's where that cycle is. And it's by doing this thing, you're like, yeah, that's a good step. But then you get stuck in this thing and you're like, okay, well, now it's not healthy because now you're stuck in this cycle over here. Because the fact that he obviously is capable of holding himself with confidence. He's obviously capable of it, but he completely shuts down in the real world. And so it's about finding that balance. And that's so funny that fans, took it that way. That makes me kind of laugh because it's like, well, if the shoe fits, like no one was
in this, no
one was pointing fingers, but you seem to be getting real defensive. Maybe you need to reflect a little bit. So that's kind of funny. I like that. It's like when someone makes like a shady Facebook post and someone's like, oh, is it about me? And it's like it wasn't,
but if you see yourself in it, maybe
are you feeling called out?
Self-reflection. Yeah.
So I like that he even said like, no, that wasn't.
He's like, it's not really meant to be.
So I wasn't like throwing shade at anybody, but I mean, sorry if you took it that way.
Apparently like, Michael Piller's wife watched this episode and was like, oh yeah, that's just like you. And he was like, yeah, I guess it is.
Like, yeah, thanks, I guess.
A couple other things quickly. So Dwight Schultz, the actor who plays Barclay, was in a movie with Whoopi Goldberg. And I guess, so this is the story that I've heard. It could be apocryphal, but I guess on set, he was telling her how much of a fan of the show he was, of the original series and also Next Generation. And she was so impressed with him as an actor that she supposedly went to the producers and were like, you should try and get this guy on the show. And then they reached out to him and were like, we wrote this guest star part for you. Are you interested? And he was like, yeah.
Oh, that gave me chills down to my toes. I could totally believe that because Whoopi Goldberg has that power in my eyes, especially after listening to her on David Tennant's podcast where she talked about, you have to listen to that episode. It's so good. But listening to how she talked about it and how she talked about her relationship with them, I could totally believe that because they had a lot of respect for her. And so I can see her being like, hey, I worked with this very talented actor and he's a big fan of Star Trek. And they're like, hey,
you should get him on the show.
Whoopi said something, let's do it. So that's really cool. And I could believe that for sure.
Yeah, I thought that was neat when I saw that.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think it's just a really fun episode, I think. But also has some like really like human stories.
Yes.
It's not just a fun holodeck episode, you know, it's got this very human thing going on in it.
Very realistic. Yeah, when he was talking about the, you know, basically being a wallflower at the party, I was just like, oh, my heart, like, how many times have I been in that situation where like, yeah, I'm good. And then I show up and I'm like, I really like this picture in the corner of your apartment.
Yeah.
You know, and like some people might be surprised by that, but I totally have been in those situations and had those feelings and felt that kind of overwhelming, like, so yeah, very relatable and just really, really good. Really good. Wow. Oh, I love this show so much.
I know. So that's Hollow Pursuits. And we watched it.
Thank goodness I don't read the fucking Netflix.
Yeah, don't
things.
read the description.
A shy member of the Enterprise crew becomes addicted to the holodeck, where relationships are easier there than in real life. It's like,
cool. Thanks for giving it away.
Thanks for giving away half the episode. Really appreciate it. That's literally the whole A plot, just summed up. Wow. Yeah, that was really good.
It was good. Yay.
And I always love when I get to see the crew in different settings. Like Troy is an empathy goddess.
It's so perfect too, though, you know, like.
And I loved Beverly's. She was like Rapunzel. Like,
great. It reminds me of this Rococo painting called The Swing. That whole scene reminds me of that. And I mentioned this while we were watching.
Sounds so familiar.
You'll recognize, if you look it up, you'd recognize it probably. The outfit that they had Wesley in is based after this that famous painting, The Blue Boy.
I think I've seen that one
by Thomas Gainsborough.
It's just what a fun day on set for him. They were just like, here's a pie, and he was just like, okay,
all right, let's eat this.
Just gonna go hands deep in this fucking blueberry pie, and I was just like, yes. Cool. Well, we're back.
We were never gone to you, but we were gone to us.
I was gone, and now I'm back, and I feel so good.
All right. Well, thanks for sticking around with us, y'all, and watching this episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation together. We hope you'll stick around as we continue to boldly watch what no noob has ever watched before. See you next time, I guess.
Make it so.
Bye. Bye.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a little thumbs up, and if you want to be notified when we post new content, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and hit that little bell in the corner.